Tonight, the fight to save rural hospitals. It's a matter of life and death. When the stars clear their closets, the fans are buying their clothes. Master charge. Junk food on credit? Some of the stories in our report tonight on what's happening in the USA today.
Good evening. There is a crisis of care in the heartland of America. Since 1983, more than 300 hospitals have closed across the USA, many in rural areas or small towns. A Senate committee is warning 600 more rural hospitals are in financial trouble. Today in Jefferson, Texas, patients collected their records from the hospital which closed there earlier this month. The hospital served 10,000 people. A typical story in the state which leads the nation in hospital shutdowns. If you're ever passing through the Central Texas community of Bastrop, drive carefully. There's a padlock and a closed sign on the doors of the only hospital in the county. The day they closed the doors, the hospital turned away a shooting victim. The nearest big city hospital is now 20 miles away in Austin. And Bill Henderson, who's been rushed to the hospital in Bastrop 3 times for heart problems, is worried he won't survive that trip.
I feel like that I'd have a lot better chance if we had a hospital here in Bastrop County.
More and more hospitals are going under each year, and in Texas, half of those which have closed served rural areas. 48 of the 254 counties in Texas are now without hospitals, and about 1 out of every 4 of those counties doesn't even have a doctor.
If we don't solve the problem, it's going to have a major impact on the viability of rural communities.
Indications are the crisis of care could worsen. Almost 70% of Texas counties depend on small hospitals, those most at risk. Fewer and fewer people are coming to the hospital to stay for treatment. Those who do are more seriously ill and hence more expensive to treat. That is draining dollars and life out of many hospitals and the communities they serve.
Anytime that anyone thinks that an industry is going to locate in a town where they don't have medical facilities and doctors, there has to be a dream.
There are triumphs. When the hospital in Memphis, Texas was threatened, the townspeople struck up the band, solicited truckers for donations, and raised enough money to keep their health care facility open.
Come on, everybody rejoice!
But that is only a temporary solution. A big concern is the amount of money the government gives rural doctors and hospitals to serve patients on Medicaid or Medicare, primarily the elderly. It's about 25 to 40% less than doctors in big city hospitals receive.
We've paid into the Medicare system on an equal basis with everybody else, and there's no reason why we should be shortchanged.
Finding and keeping doctors and nurses are other big problems for small hospitals. Solutions include educational grants, like the one that lured Dr. Nancy Chasteen from Dallas-Fort Worth, where she went to school, to Morton, where she set up practice. Her hospital is linked by computer to the Texas Tech Health Sciences Center, 60 miles away.
They don't have to feel isolated. They don't have to feel as if they're out there all by themselves trying to practice medicine.
Texas Tech hopes to supply people as well as technology to West Texas hospitals to turn small-town students into small-town doctors and nurses to preserve the fabric of life in the country.
It's a way of life that has made America what it is. I believe without it, our country will take on a different cloth. It can't help but affect the core America, the core that has made America what it is. And I think it would be a terrible shame to see our country become nothing but a mass of big cities. It would have an impact on America and its spine.
For a year now, a Texas commission has been trying to find solutions to the rural hospital crisis without raising taxes. Next Monday, it will present a report to the governor and the legislature. Among the likely recommendations, taking the fight to Congress to change the way rural practitioners are reimbursed by Medicaid and Medicare, and that rural communities form networks to purchase hospital supplies at cheaper rates. This is the season for wishes, and the 3 homeless youngsters we're going to hear from today as part of our series, Our Children, all wish for something most children take for granted.
I love my family and all my sisters and brothers and the people who I live with. And I hope I get the presents I wish for and home.
It's going to be different because I'm not having in my own place, but getting my own place for Christmas this year would probably be the best Christmas present I've ever got. What I hope most in my life now is that I have a good place to live. I won't have any problems at all. None of my family will have any problems.
Those 3 children live in shelters. Many others live on the streets. Over the past 2 days, we've asked you to call in and tell us if you think Oliver North should get a presidential pardon for his role in the Iran-Contra scandal. And the final results are in. Nearly 100,000 of you responded to our call-in. An overwhelming majority, just over 75,000, say yes, Oliver North should be pardoned. A little over 22,000 say no, he should not. In the history of presidential pardons, Ronald Reagan has granted 360. Richard Nixon granted 860. Now let's join Robin Young, who is checking out the stars in New York. Robin?
Thank you, Edie. I'm at Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue, that gleaming temple to capitalism that the Gorbachevs almost visited. Well, actually, there are plenty of stars already in orbit here. For instance, Steven Spielberg and Amy Irving. They live in one of the apartments above the shops. And a lot of people who can't afford to shop here come to see what the stars are buying. Well, out in Los Angeles, they take that one step further. They're buying the things the stars used to own. And Abernethy has a story on this new booming business.
Hollywood! No place but
Stars, Hollywood, and glitz. It's constantly on television and in the tabloids. Whether it's private lives or premieres, the fans just can't get enough of their favorite celebrities.
My favorite star is Lucille Ball.
Clint Eastwood. Eddie Murphy.
Getting a glimpse of an actor receiving a star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame is not enough. Today's fan wants to walk in their shoes, to literally own something that belonged to their favorite star.
Well, I like Al Pacino. I'd probably buy the hat that he wore in The Godfather.
My favorite star is Marilyn Monroe, and I would want to own that dress that she wore when it blew up in the subway.
Eddie Murphy, and I like to own all his clothes.
Eddie Murphy's clothes are hard to find, but a budget rent-a-car in Beverly Hills, you can rent the Ferrari he used in Beverly Hills Cop 2.
The Ferrari goes for $400 a day, includes 50 miles free and 50 cents per additional.
Somebody told me they went out and rented the movie Beverly Hills Cop 2 when they rented the Ferrari that was in that movie.
If a Ferrari isn't your speed, then how about Crystal's Rolls-Royce from the Dynasty series? $400 a day, or the $450 a day Corniche used by Madonna in Who's That Girl?
It's kind of fun. Tell your friends you're driving a movie star.
It's been said that nothing is real in Hollywood, but if your fantasy is to dress like a star, this is the place to be. The newest fad for fans on a budget is shopping for secondhand clothing that reads like a who's who of Hollywood.
A lot of people shop here who would never normally shop in a secondhand clothing store. And they shop here just because the items were Farrah Fawcett's, Cher's, Victoria Principal's, or John Travolta's. The prices range from maybe $5 for the cheapest item, maybe a T-shirt by somebody, to maybe $7,500.
You may find yourself in a beautiful house.
Of course, there are fans, and then there are megabuck fans, the people who are willing to pay a premium to live in a home once occupied by a star.
We've had at least previously the Richard Burton, Ozzy Osbourne, Stevie Nicks, Alan King, and rental-wise, it brings in about $20,000 a month.
And how do the celebrities feel about all this fan adulation?
Fans buying pieces of stars' clothing. No, that's fine with me.
I don't know, I wear mine out. By the time they get mine, it's a rag.
I think it's a good idea. It's a wonderful way to clean out your closet.
God bless them. Stay into stars, and we will stay into you. But I can't speak for everybody else. I'll stay into you.
And we'll be right back with these stories.
Coming up, do these ads tell the truth? The not ready for primetime sportscasters. Can a workplace cause a miscarriage?
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a special wine.
What's the occasion?
Well, I have this blind date.
Let me show you something I like.
Gallo Blush Chablis. It's just waiting to be discovered.
Hi, I'm Jerry's friend, and you're the wine lady.
You're Jerry's friend?
Yeah.
Come on in.
So did I get the right wine?
Perfect.
Gallo Blush Chablis. A most unexpected discovery.
No, you're not the only one in the world doing last-minute shopping. Join some of the world's most famous gift givers at Lazarus 3-Day Santa Sale, saving store-wide starting this Thursday.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it hurts about an 8.
It hurts from the tissue.
Here's first aid for your nose when it's sore from too much blowing. Puffs Plus.
Feels like it has something in it.
It doesn't have a scent.
Well, it almost feels like a lotion.
Lotion, yeah!
It's the first tissue with moisturizing lotion. Puffs Plus. And it's unscented.
Does it hurt?
Puffs Plus feels a lot better on my nose than other tissues do.
My nose is in the peak.
When do rock-bottom price guarantees really mean what they say? Here at Luskin's, a leading discounter in the Washington area, they have a relatively clear policy in their ads. They give the buyer 30 days to find a better price. But other stores' ads are not so clear. Better Business bureaus across the USA are beginning to crack down on catchy but misleading slogans.
Consumer advocates say confusion is probably the only thing guaranteed by ads that guarantee the lowest price. But that so-called guarantee is popping up all over, in newspaper ads, in stores, even on delivery trucks, as competition heats up in the cutthroat world of discount retail. So let the buyer beware.
Well, my experience shows that it really isn't the lowest price that you see. If you have to compare with the other articles in the newspaper and see what the price is, that they will sell you for whatever price they can sell you unless you really know what your price is.
Critics say the biggest problem with lowest price guarantees is that they're vague. They could mean the lowest price of the year or a price that beats the competition if you can prove it.
For a lot of these companies, all they are saying is, well, we're not saying our prices on the tags and in the store are the lowest unless you can come in now yourself with proof that some other company is selling at a lower price, and then we'll match that price for you. Of course, we won't drop the prices for anybody else who walks in here and doesn't have an ad from a competitor store.
Some ads have been withdrawn because of complaints. The National Advertising Division of the Council of Better Business Bureaus persuaded Montgomery Ward to stop running this ad. To avoid the problems such claims can generate, this New York retailer has made a policy of not guaranteeing the lowest prices.
We're competitive and aggressive, but we are not making claims that we can't fulfill.
But this Michigan discounter defends the practice.
When you just put lowest price guarantee, I think it's very, very vague. But, I mean, we will explain it to them. We will give it to them in writing. And when they come back and they do have proof, we're going to give them a better price. We won't just beat it by $1. We'll beat it usually by at least $10.
So to protect yourself, shop around. When you think you found the best deal, ask a lot of questions. If you have any questions left, call the Better Business Bureau. The USA is headed toward a totally cashless society. Already, we charge more than $400 billion a year on plastic. And as we've told you before, unmanned gas stations and even churches have turned to credit cards. Well, one of the last preserves of all cash transactions, fast food restaurants are starting to take the plunge in credit cards.
And is that cash or Visa?
Customers at Arby's now have the choice, cash or credit cards. 17 stores in Phoenix are trying the experiment to learn if big profits still can be made from small transactions. At the same time, the credit card companies get a fee, in this case, almost 4 cents on the dollar. Much to their delight, Arby's has found that people with plastic spend more.
We found out that the average check with credit cards is almost $6 a transaction, which is roughly $2 higher than a normal transaction, cash transaction.
For now, credit card sales account for only about 1% of Arby's Phoenix sales, but the hope is that more families with larger purchases will eat at Arby's more often. Clearly, the credit card companies think this is a good idea. Fast food gives them an entree to the 73% of all transactions in the world where $20 or less is spent.
When one takes all of that together for the United States, that's about $250 billion worth of business per year. should we be able to achieve a 3 to 5% penetration, we're talking about $10 to $15 billion worth of business for Visa.
Visa hopes that one day credit cards will be the norm at movie theaters, parking garages, and toll booths. Officials at Arby's believe they're on the cutting edge.
I just think this is one more step into the 21st century.
Wendy's is also trying the credit card idea in Columbus, Ohio. Eddie the Eagle's business is sports, and he's no longer finishing last. Here's Bill with that story. Bill?
All right, Kenneth, well, you remember Eddie. He was the worst ski jumper at the Winter Olympics in Calgary. With his screams of terror and flopping skis, they called what he did ski dropping, not ski jumping. He finished dead last at the Olympics and every other event he has entered since. But his enthusiasm and wit made fans fall in love with him. Well, the man with a thick British accent and thicker glasses competed in Lake Placid this weekend, and for the first time in his life, he didn't finish last. He finished next to last, and he remains a folk hero in Great Britain. Coming up, it isn't as easy as it looks, they tell me. Thousands line up to audition as TV sportscasters. Plus, pregnancy in the workplace. Why are working women having miscarriages?
So you think you've seen it all in pasta? And you thought you'd seen it all. 4 new homemade pasta dishes from Stouffer's.
Wrap up low prices on gifts at Hills. This potpourri pot from West Bend fills the air with fragrance and has a 3-cup capacity. Just $9.97 every day.
Oh, man, that hurts. My nose is sore because I have to rub it. Ow.
Here's first aid for your nose when it's sore from too much blowing. Puffs Plus.
It's got something on it, I think. Kind of like a lotion.
It doesn't have a scent.
That has a lotion in it?
I mean, is it like sprayed on? How did they get lotion into this? Cooked in?
It's the first tissue with moisturizing lotion. Puffs Plus. And it's unscented.
Puffs Plus is less irritating than my regular tissue.
My nose feels great.
It's great. It's wonderful. Superb. Perfect.
You're gone from here and take your infernal Merry Christmas with you.
Scrooge. I hate people. He's back with a haunting cast of holiday spirits.
Merry Christmas.
And some unexpected guests. Who offer a chilling look into what would be his own future.
You shall see a change in me, Jacob, I swear.
Albert Finney and Alec Guinness in Charles Dickens' classic Scrooge.
Scrooge, tonight at 8 on WTHR.
Help our kids expect the unexpected in life. When you give to the Children's Museum, you can build more than a larger building. You can build a mind.
What do you think of your local sportscaster? Do you think that you could do a better job? Well, people in Baltimore are getting the chance to find out. WJZ-TV is conducting a talent search open to anyone and everyone who wants to be on TV. And the winner will become the station's new permanent weekend sportscaster.
Veteran NBC announcer Joe Garagiola.
And with that, he becomes the first fighter ever to hold outright championships in 5 different divisions. Oh.
They're calling it the Sportscaster Pro-Am, and the station received letters from 3,500 hopefuls, some with experience, some without.
This is actually sent by the mother of a guy named Richard from his mom, and this is where their family's season tickets are. I thought that was kind of cute. There was somebody that wrote in and said that they that they needed the money for their grandmother's operation. A little suspect.
106 entrants were given on-camera auditions.
You may recall that prior to this year's World Series, the network let it leak out that...
Okay. My name is Stephen Kroll. Welcome to my audition.
Their sports credentials varied. There were accountants, social workers, school officials, a city councilman, and even a former pro football player.
The 2 new managers in the big leagues. In Houston, blah, 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 blah.
I forgot to use my mask.
Some admitted to being couch potatoes who simply love sports.
I'm a sports freak. I love sports, more than I love sex.
Shoot! She's the mother of 3, a teacher, but most of all, Debbie Ginter is an avid sports fan.
In Houston, the Astros have fired former infielder Art Howe as their skipper. That moved a lot faster than I thought, and I know I messed up.
Before the commercial, when we're up here,
Debbie is now part of a final group of 14, half amateurs, half pros, who this week, with the help of a producer, are actually appearing on the air. Their performances will determine the winner.
Take one, like you.
I really did look like Dracula. Oh, I'm not going to faint. No, I'm not going to. You comfortable? Well, does it look like it?
Tonight's sports guy, Debbie Ginter, joins us with a look at sports, oddly enough.
Yes. I think that we ought to go right ahead to the Football League. And we will start it off with the National Football League. Butterflies. And the heart palpitating. Once I got going, I thought, I can do this. For the highs and lows of Week 15, we take you around the NFL. We started off in San Francisco.
The news director feels that the amateurs have the edge.
The people that these people really are does come through, and it's hard not to root from somebody that's getting a shot at their dream.
You want to do it again tomorrow, right? I want to do it at 11 o'clock. Come on.
This experience has been fantastic.
And the winner will be announced on the air December 21st, and just so they don't get too wrapped up in all the glamour and the stardom of TV, they have to deal with a cold reality in the beginning. Their first day of work is Christmas Eve. And here's more of what's happening in the USA today.
Good evening, I'm Betsy Ross, and in news from around Indiana, home electronics are among the hottest sellers this Christmas season. Whether it's compact televisions, VCRs, or camcorders, shoppers are devoting their holiday cash to gifts that run on batteries or electricity. By next Christmas, the next generation of filmless instant photography is out. It's called the electronic still video camera. Home video author David Haydu demonstrated the new invention to Bruce Kopp. When you take a picture with it, you can display the image instantly on a television screen.
Works like a slide camera and projector, but the floppy disk, which is about the same size as one slide, now replaces the entire slide carousel in one little thing. And the camera replaces not only the camera, but the slide projector, and you use the TV set as the screen.
By the way, the cost is going to be around $1,000. And now back to more of USA Today.
They're America's favorite box office heroes. In this year's #1 action movie, Lethal Weapon, now on video cassette.
You want to see treasure?
Mel Gibson, Danny Glover. If these two cops can stand each other,
You ever met anybody who didn't kill?
the bad guys don't stand a chance.
Well, I haven't killed you yet. Suppose we better register you as a lethal weapon.
Now only $16.98 at the video store.
Hey, Mom! Look at the people left in the yard.
Look what they left me in the kitchen. Yuck. Guess I know who moves in first. Mr. Clean.
Oh, Baldy himself.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Clean cleans tough dirt and grime right to the shine with no dulling film.
Do your stuff, big guy.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Well, let's start on the rest of the house.
Couldn't we just live in the kitchen?
Mr. Clean leaves nothing behind but the shine.
At Shoney's, we could give in to fads, dress up our waitresses, and change our restaurants to look like every other restaurant. With Shoney's all-you-care-to-eat breakfast bar, you can get all the eggs, biscuits, fresh fruit, muffins, and grits you can handle.
A lot of people will do a lot of celebrating this holiday season. Some will do too much. Each year we hear the warnings. But is the war against drunk driving really being won? Drunk driving, an update. This week on News Center 13 at 6.
Welcome to the back page. There are new reports of unusually high miscarriage rates among women who work.
At our offices here in Washington, out of 36 women working for USA Today, the newspaper, who became pregnant, 13 had miscarriages. There have been similar occurrences across the USA. In Dallas, Sears Roebuck reported that out of 12 pregnant women, 7 miscarried. At the Defense Logistics Agency in Marietta, Georgia, out of 15 pregnant women, 7 miscarried. Health experts call these occurrences clusters. What they have in common is that the pregnant women were working at video display terminals. At USA Today, the newspaper, the management has started an investigation.
Thursday, we'll have people in testing the VDTs. We are doing some more environmental tests on different floors, and we are actively looking for an epidemiologist who can come in and study the situation.
In tomorrow's edition of USA Today, the newspaper, there will be a full report on this problem.
And here on the television show, the scandal that unbuckled the Bible Belt. Jessica Hahn, Jim and Tammy Faye Baker. Their names still grab the headlines 2 years later. The scandal that won't go away on tomorrow's show. That's our report of what's happening in the USA today.
Good night.
Good night.
Travel arrangements furnished by Delta Airlines. Where the sun goes, so does Delta. To Florida, the Bahamas, California, Mexico, and Hawaii. At Delta, we love to fly, and it shows.